So I am a poster child for right-sided shoulder and neck pain. I had this problem for over a decade and had no clue what it was. I've done videos on it, but a lot of people new to my channel have not seen those other videos. So I wanted to do another video for anyone who has right-sided tightness or pain, okay? Either in the head, the neck, the shoulder, or in your back on the right side, between your scapula and your spine, okay? It's called the rhomboid on the right side. If that's tight, if it's painful, or this right trap is tight or painful, this video is for you. Now, I know some people are going to say, well, I have it on the left side. I will cover that. So we have this thing called the liver, which is on the right side, hint, hint, and you have all these little tubes that drain through the liver that form these little ducts. They're called bile ducts because your liver generates bile, and it all just flows down, and it goes right into the gallbladder where it concentrates, right? And then when you need it, when you eat, the gallbladder contracts, and it goes into the small intestine, and it helps you break down fats, okay, with the help of the pancreas. The pancreas then will release lipase, which is an enzyme to break down the fat, and take it to even a smaller level so then the intestine can absorb it. So there's several different places where this process can break down. Number one, if you have a fatty liver, or you have a liver that's cirrhosis, it's scar tissue, because then you can't have things flow that well and things get kind of backed up. You can also have bile that's very, very thick, like sludge, okay, that just doesn't flow. So the concentration of bile is not there to break down the cholesterol. So we're very heavy on the cholesterol, very low on the bile, and it turns into a sludge and it backs up. When it backs up, the bile goes up in the liver and it starts to irritate the liver because bile is like a detergent. And then that irritation creates inflammation, and it'll definitely cause pain on your right rhomboid area or right trap. Now, what if there's a problem in the gallbladder or the ducts a little bit lower? Well, that can create a backup and congestion underneath the right rib cage, and you have a little nerve there called the phrenic nerve. And that nerve goes all the way up, actually on both sides. But if you have compression on one side, it's going to pinch and create a constriction on the right side through here, and even cause that vertebra to twist because there's a spasm in that area. So you keep going to the chiropractor, you get it adjusted, but it keeps popping out because the gallbladder is continually irritated. And it can even cause pinching of a nerve that goes down your right arm too. So anything on the right side, think gallbladder. Even headaches on the right temple. If the duct in the pancreas, which by the way joins the bile duct right close to the small intestine, if there's some blockage, you can actually get a backup into the pancreatic area, okay? That's when you're going to feel the pain on the left side, okay? It could be anywhere on the left side. So if you have this discomfort on the left side, think more pancreas, but it's still the same problem. It's either sludge in these bile ducts or it's a stone. And by the way, it's very, very hard sometimes to detect this even on an MRI because sometimes the sludge just does not show up. There's no big stone, and it's really hard to detect this very thick bile. The best thing and least expensive thing to do is just to take some purified bile salts, and then that will start to loosen things up and it'll start draining and you'll feel better. Then you really know that there's a connection. Now, what causes these problems? The biggest thing is unsaturated fatty acids, as in omega-6 fatty acids, corn oil, canola, soy, cottonseed. Okay, those oils, it's in dressings, it's in condiments, it's in a tremendous amount of foods, right? Especially if you go out to dinner, you're going to be getting some of these oils. And then that's going to go into the body. It's going to create a lot of inflammation in your liver. In fact, the reason why I'm writing all these things down is because I will experience pain right here if I actually consume any of these items, actually at least 1 through 4. All right, so number one, it's too many omega-6 fatty acids. Number two, too many nuts. Why? Because nuts are heavy in omega-6 fatty acids, right? They also have other things as well, like oxalates and other things that can irritate the bile ducts. Number three, chemicals in the food. I'll give you an example. Sometimes when I'm traveling, I can't seem to get organic coffee. So if I'm consuming some coffee that's not organic, it's usually going to have chemicals, pesticides, and man, will I feel it underneath my right rib cage, and I will get this little thing right through here, okay? So I don't drink a lot of it. Number 4, refined carbs will definitely irritate this area. Okay? And 5, if you're new to keto, a lot of times people will do heavy amounts of MCT oil. They might do a lot of keto bombs, and the liver is not ready to handle all these fats. So then they start getting bloating underneath the right rib cage and pain right here. Simple solution, cut down on the excess fats. Don't start adding coconut oil or MCT oil. You're not ready for that. Let your body adapt to this higher fat diet. And in the meantime, you can even take some purified bile salts to help with the digestion of these fats. The other thing to do is to start increasing omega-3 fatty acids like the salmon, sardines, cod liver oil, very healthy. Cut down the nuts, do organic, do the healthy version of keto. If you're new to my channel, I put a link down below. Increase the amount of vegetables because vegetables don't irritate this bile duct. They actually help the flow of bile through these little tiny tubes. And most importantly, doing fasting, doing regular intermittent fasting and doing periodic prolonged fasting, because if you're fasting, you let the liver and the gallbladder and the bile ducts and the entire digestive system finally heal and rest so it can rejuvenate. All right, if you want more information, I put some links down below for more data on this topic. Hey, before you go, if you're benefiting from any of my content, I would love to hear about your success story. Please share it in the link down below.